Oh damn! It's another mail call, motherfucker. Hey, what's up people, it's TTC. I'm back again with yet another delivery from eBay. There's 2 carded Marvel figures in here. I was actually only looking for one of the items in here, but then when I found it for a really good deal with this second one included, then I had to snap them both up. If you ask me, they're both 2 pretty important Marvel characters, so I'm definitely really happy that I managed to find them both together. And this box has been sat here for basically a week just waiting for the kids to go back to school so I could open it on camera, so I'm pretty eager now, so let's stop farting around and just get it open, man, let's do it. Alright, here we go. So we got the Falcon and the Lady Loki from the retro wave, whatever the friggin' hell this wave's called. It was the Falcon that I was originally after. I don't know, I suppose I've sort of bought into the hype with the movie and whatever, and I've read a few more comics with him in lately, and I just thought, yeah, you know what? I really need me a Falcon in my collection. And then, lucky me, I just happened to stumble across these 2 together for 20 quid, which, with a single Marvel Legends figure usually being 25 quid or so, then I just thought that was a really good deal. I might as well just snap them both up. And I'm glad I did, because even though I have no real connection to this version of Loki, it's definitely a pretty damn cool looking figure. It's just one of the fun things about collecting, isn't it? That you find something that you weren't originally looking for, but it's actually pretty damn cool. Well, I mean, I haven't actually opened it yet. Maybe it'll turn out to be a pile of shit. Alright, here she is open, and no surprises. I think this looks cool as hell. This is a proper cool modern design for her, I think. I know it ain't going to be everyone's cup of tea, but I think the whole look ties together really well, and I'm just going to say it, for me, it's a much more interesting look for what has always been a pretty boring character. The cape is really, really nicely done in that sort of darker mustardy yellow. And then I love this swirly, twirly, deep green, shiny plastic that they've used. That cape does come off, it's just sort of held in under the hair over her shoulders, so let's take that off for a sec and have a quick look at that. Pretty sure it's been used before. I want to say with a Shuri and a Lady Sif. I don't know, I'm not an expert on which piece comes from what, but I know I've definitely seen that before. I actually kind of think the body looks better without the cape, to be honest. I kind of think this is a pretty cool look on its own. Again, that really deep, shiny green plastic I think was a really good choice. I really like how that looks. And then the sort of mermaid-esque scales have just been sprayed on over the top of the plastic. Let's face it, it probably would have looked better to be sculpted and painted, but for some reason, as it is, I actually don't think it looks too bad. This belt loincloth thing is it's one of those annoying, just loose pieces. I don't know why they can't just glue these things down. Now the head sculpt, this is where it gets kind of weird for me. I mean, technically it's a well sculpted head and it's painted pretty nicely considering it's the old kind of paint before they had this sort of photorealistic printing. This gold crown with the horns is an extra rubbery overlay piece that looks pretty good, it does the trick. And then she's got these weird gold balls in her hair for whatever reason. The hair obviously has to be sculpted back like that to fit the cape underneath, so not a lot you can do about that. It is going to stick right out if you take that cape off. But the worst part really though is the way that the hair sits in relation to the face. For whatever reason, a chin is just pointing really far forward, she's looking up all the time. If you get her eyes pointing nice and forward like this and then turn it around, you can clearly see that the back of her head is lifted really far up. I don't really know what the deal is with that. Did that have to happen to fit the cape underneath? I don't know, but some of those minor things that so far it's kind of bugging me. Out of the package, they had these 2 sort of magic casting hands that were used on all the women back at this point. They're pretty nicely painted. You've got that shiny green part at the back of the hand and then all the fingernails painted, but in context to the rest of the body, they are pretty big. I don't know who they were originally used on, so I don't know if that's a case of it being from a bigger female character or something. But I don't know, this Loki's quite big as well. Whatever though, I mean, they look pretty good if you put them in a sort of magic-y, ooh, look what I'm doing kind of pose. And they're good enough, alright, that'll do, let's say that. She did come with these 2 sort of just normal female fist hands that I have not bothered to take off the tape yet because I'm lazy. Looking at the back of these magic casting hands though, and obviously they've got that shiny green part for the sleeve and the fist don't. So, I don't know, I mean, that's just a minor detail, but it's kind of annoying, right? I definitely think she should have come with some kind of magic or power effect. I mean, these are the only ones I've got knocking around, but these would have done in sort of a darker, or even like a fluorescent green colour. Or obviously you could have used some of those sort of rounder, circular ones that you get with a lot of the figures as well. Either way, you know, something to just show her doing anything. I kind of wanted like 2 gripping hands as well and 2 daggers. I don't know why, just in my head, Loki always has 2 daggers. Or just some kind of like blade or weapons or something, I don't know. Point I'm making is, probably should have come with more accessories. That hair is just an extra piece that's been glued on, so I don't know, I'm kind of tempted to see if I can peel it off and fix the whole looking up massive chin situation she's got going on. Hey, now I'm looking at it, am I the only one who can see Kat Von D in that face sculpt? Alright, I'm interested in getting a few comparisons done here because she's quite big for a female figure. Alright, let's whack in the X-Men 97 Jean Grey, and I suppose from this angle they don't look like there's much of a difference, but she is definitely a lot taller than her, and a lot beefier too. And then we're whacking Thor, obviously, gotta have a comparison with him, and clearly, even though she's quite large, he is way bigger than her. Because men have always just got to be bigger and beefier and stronger, right? I mean, that's just the rule. Because obviously, Thor's got to go out and fight all the frost giants. And now that Loki's a lady, obviously, he just belongs in the kitchen menstruating, right? And then for no reason at all, here's the Dragon Star's Freezer. And this figure never, ever, ever wants to stand up on its own. Like, seriously, it's proper enough. Yeah. Alright, this Falcon, I think I'm actually going to keep it mint on card. Alright, so here he is out the packaging, and to be honest, he looks plain as hell without them wings. I mean, damn, that's a simple, basic design. There were kind of 2 to choose from. There's the other one where he's got more of a full red jumpsuit, and then he's got those sort of gold things on his wrists, and to be honest, I think I prefer that look. But then when I was looking at them both on eBay, I don't know, figure form, the other one looked pretty plain and boring, so at least this one had a little bit more to it visually. I'll be honest, as much as I do like the character, I've never really been a massive fan of any of his comic book looks. I like all the red and white, that's pretty cool, and I suppose I like this kind of gold beak in the middle of his head, but other than that, I don't know, they're sort of just goofy looking costumes, really. I mean, like I said, I've really bought into the whole hype of Falcon at the moment. He's definitely a really cool character, but man, he's just begging for someone to do a really cool redesign. But I suppose being positive for what we've got here, it does look good, right? Let's say that, it looks good. Is it the best? No, but it looks good. The head sculpt, I want to say, is really good, but I don't know if you can see this, but on mine, sort of looks like it's been squished to one side. Like the mask looks cool and everything, but then down here on his jawline, it's kind of blending into the white background, but that side of his jawline is sticking really far out. Yeah, see, having a closer look at that, and I don't know if it's just been squished in the moulding process or something. I mean, as a whole, look at that head sculpt. It is definitely pretty damn good. It's got all the design points there, down and whatever, and the hair looks cool. Maybe could have done with another coat of black paint on the top there, because there is just a little bit that's already come off around the hairline. But to me, it is good. I just can't stop my eyes going straight to that big lump in his cheek. It looks like he's got the mumps or something. But there's no need to panic though, because I'm pretty sure I can fix that by just chucking it in some boiled water, let it soften up a bit, and then I'm going to squeeze it back into place, and let's see if it makes a difference. See, that looks better to me, but maybe it's one of those tiny things I should stop being so anal about. So it does come with a pair of little boring white fists. But let's face it, the main point of this is the wings, and I actually really like these wings. They're done in this sort of translucent, it's almost like a pinkish red plastic, which I actually really like. I have heard some people say they don't like this kind of modern look, they'd rather them look like actual feathers, but not for me, thanks. I think the actual feathers just make him look like an absolute idiot. And those pegs on the wings just sort of slot into these pretty ugly holes on the back of the arms. It's nice and easy fit though, you just squeeze it in a little bit. I'm actually quite impressed by how tight that is. I thought they were going to be really loose. But no, I'm not actually that worried about them falling out, to be honest with you. I think once they're in, they're going to stay in. I never really understood this design choice of the wings coming out of the arms. I mean, how does he fly? I mean, has he actually got to flap his arms like a bird? I much prefer the wings to be on a jetpack like in the movies. See, that's only really come off because this elbow is really stiff, but I suppose once that's been moved a few times, it won't be a big issue. Whack him in at least a half decent sort of dynamic pose, and yeah, look at that. I mean, there's a pretty cool look to that. I actually really like these for what they are. And all spread out, there is a pretty decent wingspan on these. I'm warming up to them. I think for comparisons for Sam, you've definitely got to have Captain America. Here's my ultimate Captain America. And I actually think these two work pretty damn cool together. You know what, whilst I've got him here, there's one thing I'm just sort of curious that I definitely need to try. Yeah, thanks to the hole on Falcon's back, I mean, the shield definitely fits on there, and I know this isn't accurate to anything at all, but I actually think that looks pretty cool too. And then for a comparison of wings, here's the Marvel Legends Angel figure. I mean, it's not really much of a comparison though. Angel's definitely got him beat on this one. I mean, look at the size of these when you spread them out. They're almost too big. But seeing this, I know I definitely do not want Sam with feathery wings. It wouldn't look right at all. Alright, so considering I wasn't really originally interested in buying Loki, I definitely really like it. And the Falcon, as much as I have some gripes, to be honest, let's face it, I have some gripes with both of them. They're not the greatest figures in the world. But considering I wanted a representation of both of these characters, then yes, I am happy with them. I think. No, yes, I am. I'm happy. Shut up. So don't forget to like this video, drop us a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Plenty more videos coming soon. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.